Welcome back to the Sisterhood channel. Today I have with me a very special guest, my superhero and my husband. I have been trying to get him on here for quite some time, and he agreed to come on here and share a little bit. So thank you for being on here. I'm
Yeah,
excited
thanks.
to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate what you and Salome do. I don't know much, but I'll share what I know. So
You're a wise man.
thank you.
I had put up a question box on Instagram asking y'all what you'd like to know about my husband, and thank y'all for your respond and for your questions. And I will just be asking him the questions that you asked. So I'm excited. This is going to be good. You guys are in for a treat. Are you ready for the first
I'm as
question?
ready as I'll ever be.
The first question is, how did you all meet? And I think we had like 9 questions
Yeah,
like this. So I think people really want to know how we met.
yeah. You probably know better than me.
You tell your side of the story and I'll tell the
Okay.
truth.
Yeah. No, it was probably a little different than what people might think, but because when I first met you, you were actually married.
Mhm.
So your first husband that got killed later in a car accident.
Yeah.
So did I invite you guys over? I believe.
Mhm.
Um, and so Henry and her come over to my house, and Henry and I ended up going hunting, and I left you there with my girlfriend at the time.
This
So
is not my favorite part of the story.
so yeah, we left him there, and then so that was the first time I really seeing you.
Yeah.
So
I still remember when Henry came home from work and he was all excited. He said that he met this amazing guy. He was so speaking so highly of you, and he said that you invited us over, and I did not enjoy meeting new people. I did not like going anywhere or whatever, so I kind of dragged my foot on it, but we went over. So the next question is, did you know your wonderful wife long before you asked her out on a date?
well, yeah, I mean, it kind of ties in with the first one. So I knew you obviously. What was it, 2 years that I'd known you guys before Henry passed away?
Yeah, probably around
So
2 years.
yeah, and I was actually on the phone with him like 10 minutes before his accident, and I was on my way to the hospital. My brother was in the hospital, so I went up there to spend the evening up there, and then probably 10 minutes after that, I got off the phone with Henry. Someone called me right shortly after there and said that he was in an accident and it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, that was
So
crazy.
yeah,
And he always looked up to you as a mentor, like you helped him with our finances and figure out things like that. And
yeah,
he really looked up to you. So,
yeah. Because when he passed away, I probably knew more about you guys' finances than I don't think he much talked about that much,
right.
but
He
I knew
took care of our
more.
bills and stuff, and I
Yeah,
didn't pay much attention, which I regret now because I think you should both know about your finances and what's going on.
right. Yeah, so that's kind of how we. From there on forward, I never really um, thought that she's gonna be my wife. It's crazy because she was married, but I was looking for. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time when it happened, and so I had prayed to the Lord that He would help me find a girlfriend that I would not, uh, you know, um, find in myself, but I need the Lord's help to find me a good wife. And I have 5 things. Um, that I'm like, I need these 5 things see these 5 things in a woman before I would ever ask her out or,
Pursue her.
yeah, pursue her for my wife. And Katie didn't meet all 5. She met 4 of them. And for the longest time, I'm like, this isn't, after I helped her for a while on different things. I'm like, I really like the values this woman has, but I'm like, if it doesn't meet the 5th one, I just can't, do it. So, and then later I found out that she does have the 5th one.
Oh.
So, and then I'm like, bingo, it's go time.
What was the fifth one?
So the 5th one was I didn't want a woman to be abusing alcohol or be on any kind of substance or smoking cigarettes. So you were smoking it, or I thought you were. Later, I found out you quit, and I'm like, okay, we're on to something now. So yeah.
I actually have a testimony to when I quit smoking. When I was still Amish, I used to smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day and drink a half a case of Mountain Dew. And that's pretty much what I lived on because I was just very depressed and not in a good place. And that's kind of was my addictions.
Right.
And then after I left, I continued to smoke. And a couple years after I had left, I prayed and I asked the Lord, told the Lord that if He wants me to quit smoking, that He needs to help me because I just couldn't overcome it on my own. And one morning, I went out to take a cigarette, as every smoker does. You get up in the morning, so you go have your first cigarette. This cigarette tasted like horse manure. I don't know what horse manure tastes like, but that's it. It tasted like horse manure.
That's no good.
So I told my husband, Henry, at the time, I told him to try it, and he said it tastes just like a cigarette. And I didn't think much about it. I went out, and whenever I had my next cigarette, and that one tasted the same way, and I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, I couldn't stand the taste. And I remembered my prayer, and I'm like, this is God answering my prayer. And I quit smoking then and there. God took my desire, and I have never had a desire to smoke again. And the Lord healed me from that. So He was getting me ready for Lester.
I guess. But no, if you smoke, I don't look at people different if they do smoke. But
Yeah.
it's just not what I wanted for myself or my family. So
Yeah.
so yeah, you met all five, and since then you surpassed all five of them. She's like, yeah, the Lord gave me 1,000 of instead of five. He gave me probably 1,000 different things that she's good at. So
Well,
yeah,
thank you. I
really
appreciate that.
it.
The next question is the best food Katie makes.
Oh
Ooh.
my, this is a good one.
What are we having for dinner?
So my wife's a good cook.
Thanks.
She really can cook, and it's every evening when I come home, I'm like, man, this just hits the spot right. So I don't know if I can go on something specific, but I would say there's this one specific. I'm not sure what it's called. It's got pecans and stuff in it. You know what I'm talking
Pecan
about?
pie, or
No, it's not pecan pie. I like that too very much.
pecan? Okay, I thought pecan pie is your anything with pecans is your favorite dessert. I think, but
this sounds dessert.
are you talking about the pumpkin? It's like a pumpkin custard pecan.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I can feel it. So this is that's probably my number one dessert for sure. So
I have not made that in a long time. I need to make that again. The reason I don't
we
make
might be on to something here.
The reason I don't make it a lot is because it asks for a cake mix, and I don't like using cake mix. But I'm sure I could work that in.
I'm sure.
What about for a hot dish?
Do
you have a favorite?
I don't know if I really have a favorite. I really like all of them. Everything you make is just delicious. I'm very blessed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you gagging over anything that I made.
No gagging.
The next question is, what is something you as a husband love that your wife does for you that is out of the ordinary? People are really wanting to know what you think of me.
All right. Well, I got a lot of thoughts. So every day she goes, extra measures are going on out of the ordinary for me. But I mean, this lady kind of gets up in the morning and she makes me breakfast, packs my lunch, makes coffee, and she just takes such good care of me. So she does the laundry and always cleaning, and yeah, she's I always look at her as a Proverb 31 woman.
Oh, so thanks.
She takes such good care of me, and I'm so blessed because it allows me to go and do things outside the house and be very effective.
Yeah. If you can't tell, his love language is acts of service, and that's why it is very important in a relationship to know each other's love language. If you have never read the 5 Love Language book, go read it with your spouse. It will strengthen and help your marriage so much. Yeah. And what is the other one?
Personality Plus, yeah. And it's not just to read them, but to study them and apply it, because it's very important to know your partner's love language, and it just makes everything go more. And
everyone has a different personality. To know each other's personality, so
have better understanding of each other.
Absolutely.
So, I remember before I read the Personality Plus book, I thought there's a lot of dumb people in this world, and I realized I might be the one that's a little bit
Well, you
goofy.
had an understanding that it doesn't mean that the next person is dumb. They just look at it differently.
Right,
That's okay.
right,
Doesn't mean that they're wrong.
right.
So, yeah. Well, you know what? You fill my love tanks, and you're easy to love and to. I love going out of my way for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
I
Yeah.
love going the extra mile for you. So, yeah. The next question is, what's the first thing that you admired about Katie?
Um, I would say after I got to know her, obviously the her love for the Lord was probably one of the first things I really admired her for, but also her leadership and always wanting to better herself and reading leadership books. So it's no matter what, she's always trying to become a better person. And so I would say that's probably what I admired from you the most.
Well, you inspire me to do that because I see how much you do it, and tell me all these things that you read in these books, and it makes me want to know what you're reading, and so it encourages me to do the same, and I want to learn and grow with you.
Yeah. No,
So,
it's I know there's a lot of men maybe out there that say they want their wife to follow them or be a good wife, but a wife is looking for a good leader,
mhm,
and if you're not a good or you're not a leader if you don't have any followers. So it's very important to be a godly leader, and your woman will want to follow you if you keep your priorities straight.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say is if you run something past me, like I know that we have a lot of different businesses that we're working on right now, and if you come up with another business idea, I know that you didn't just think about it the evening before. I know that this is something that you thought about and that you prayed about, and you have asked God if this is, what He wants for us. So
Right.
I trust your decisions because I know your relationship with God. And if your husband does not have a good relationship with God or he does not make God a priority, I think it is hard as a woman to look up to you and trust your decisions and trust that when you come up with a decision that, it's not going to fail or whatever.
Right.
So,
And it's always great to have a supporting wife when you do different business adventures or different things. Yeah, it's such a blessing to have a supportive wife because just we're a team, so we have one wins, we both win. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you for your kind words. I
Hmm.
appreciate it. The next one is a good question. How did you learn to do all the hard work you do? It seems like you know it all and you do it all. I have a very smart and talented man. I cannot think of I can't really think of anything that you don't know how to do.
No, I've been very blessed to have great, in the past, the people I've worked for. I grew up obviously on a farm and in a cabinet shop. So my dad built, various different things, not just cabinets, but, and then after I left, I worked for different construction people. And then I did a road construction for a little while. So I learned a lot of different things. Through all that.
Hmm.
And I remember when we bought our first house to flip, we didn't have that much money, so we had to figure things out pretty quick. So, but
And I
that's
thought
how.
you were nuts that time.
Yeah, you thought it's crazy to buy his house. So the Lord blessed us tremendously
Yeah.
through that. But it's just get into it. I like to try different things all the time, and
You're always
uh,
challenging yourself and
yeah,
trying new things. And I am, he only had an eighth grade education, but he's a realtor now. And I know that takes a lot. And to see you stretch yourself out of your comfort zone and learn and grow
right.
in that area he's a superhero.
I don't know about that.
You take such good care of your family.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I try.
Yeah, you do good. Um, have you sold any houses yet?
I have not. So I want to focus on real estate a lot more next year. This year, I'm still continuing learning and, continuing my education. So it takes some time, it takes some work. And some people think that a real estate agent might just, sit here and make a lot of money. That's not quite the case.
Yeah.
And but we do have some other businesses that we're, involved with or working on. Uh, so I thought it best that, I'll list a house or do showings if people want to see houses for sure. But I'm not going to put a ton of time into it till the first of the year.
Yeah. The next question is his testimony from leaving the Amish.
Testimony from leaving the Amish. So I probably won't go into too many details. I'll just kind of give a quick little version of it. But I grew up in quite a bit different than what you did.
Yeah.
I grew up in a good home where I had a loving father, a loving mother, and it was just our dad read the Bible to us in English. From when I was a little kid every morning.
So you always read it in English. Oh wow,
So
that's amazing.
he had like this Bible story book that he'd read to us. So I know some people don't encourage that in the Amish, but some do. So I definitely, I never. One thing that's crazy, I never heard my mom and dad argue. You know, one specific time, or like disagree or talk bad about each other. But I remember this one time, my mom was upset because Dad came in through the house. He was in a hurry about something and tracked the house up, and she was pretty upset. And I thought, ooh, this is as upset as I see my mom or my dad. I'm like, this is crazy.
She probably had just mopped the floors. His mom always has a clean house.
Yeah, she's cleaning 24/7. It seems like. But and that's the only time I ever heard my mom probably say something about my dad. But I thought, man, that's crazy. But
that's mild.
Grew up in a good home. But even though when I left, it wasn't because of my family, and so that was probably the hardest for me. So it's the opposite from the way it was for you. But I left because of it. I was at the age where I had to get baptized, and I just I wasn't going to get baptized for the church, but I'll get baptized for God. And there's just a lot of questions that couldn't be answered, and so I decided to leave the Amish and go a different direction. And it was even though I grew up in a great home, I got involved with the wrong things when I left, and so therefore it kind of took me down a dark road. And it's crazy how I got to the point where I just didn't want to live anymore. It was I missed my family. It was a dark path I was on, and it's crazy how so many people get to that point. Even though I grew up in a great home, and it's like the enemy is always after us when we're at our weakest. And and that's when I was probably 19 or 20 when I gave my life to the Lord, and things have just doesn't mean everything's perfect right away or ever will be, but it's the start of living a better life, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So. Did you have good people to hang out with when you left?
Yeah, yes. I would never say.
Or like they were a good example.
Well, not necessarily when I first left. That's kind of what I shouldn't say they were bad people, but some of the stuff led to not so good things. And so that therefore
that's why it's important to surround yourself with good people that will encourage you and lead you to the path of righteousness.
Right. So, but no, I definitely blessed the way I grew up. I had a great family, and I still do to this day. We can go there and hang out.
Yeah, we can go there for the weekend. We could go there for a whole week if we want to, and they would be all excited about that.
Right.
Your parents are amazing.
I still have a lot of great Amish friends. There's some very good people in the Amish. And they're not. I feel like sometimes the more rules that there are, the more darkness that there's there. But I have so many great Amish friends, and they're just a lot of amazing people. But it's just like anywhere. Anywhere you go, there's going to be a couple bad apples in the bunch. But
yeah,
it's but they're great people, and we just pray that people. There's a lot of Amish that do know the Lord, but there's some that don't.
Yeah, and your dad always talks about salvation, and I truly believe his dad is born again, and like his fruits show it. Like he has such a kind and loving heart, and he's just so easy and gentle, kind of like you. But yeah, your parents are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Always enjoy going down there. Didn't you leave the Amish a couple times?
I did, yes. I did leave a couple times. So, but yeah, after the last time, I knew this is where I wanted to be, and I realized I can serve the Lord. That you don't
have to be Amish.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I left once and that was it. The last question is, what's your favorite scripture?
my favorite scripture. So I have quite a few favorite scriptures, but
The whole Bible is good.
yeah, the whole Bible is good. That's right. But one, one thing I come back to a lot is probably in Matthew. I think it's Matthew 22:37, where the Pharisees and the Sadducees are testing Jesus, and they ask him what the first command is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind. And I like the way the mind is in there, where we, our heart and our mind kind of connected.
Mm-hmm.
And if we, that's what the Bible says, to renew our mind daily. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I always have to think about it as your brain is kind of like your computer, where it stores your memories.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and your mind is out searching for information, puts it in your brain. Um, and so at any time there's a situation, your mind goes back in your brain and pulls out memory. And if we've had bad memory in there, that's what's going to come out. Mm-hmm. So the more good we can put in that brain, the more good's going to come out of it. But it's crazy because so many times, like, I remember when I got the news of when that Henry was in an accident, or my brother had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I knew exactly where I was, what I was doing, and that's the first thing I put in my brain. And it's crazy how you remember that. And I think it's the same way with forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
When something happens to us and we go to forgive, because it's research shows that it takes you about 63 times to get used to a new habit. Okay, so let's say you put your right foot in when you're putting your pants on. You put your right foot in first. It's going to take about 63 times. If you want to put the left foot in first, I like that analogy. To do it without even thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have to forgive somebody, sometimes we forgave them, but that thought keeps coming back. Have I really forgave them?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to tell our brain. Maybe you have to tell your brain 63 times that we have forgiven this person, right? And that's why it's so important when we're trying to do something new to stay consistent. And you can't just read a book one day. You got to stay with it. Mm-hmm. And so it's very important to information, especially for kids these days. The information that they're getting. I feel like the enemy is after our kids. Mm-hmm. And our younger generations. I think it's very important to be aware of that and make sure that their little mind is putting good information in their brain. So,
absolutely. I wonder if that's why some people can't, like, including me, it's hard for me to stick to a new habit and actually stay consistent in it, because it just seems like I don't get it sometimes. So I have to do it 63 times until I just do it without
maybe
it.
sometime I'll do a little message on the mind. It's pretty powerful how our mind works.
He studies a lot on the mind, and I'm amazed. I love what you all share with me, and it makes me want to dive into it and know more about the mind, because I think it's a powerful thing, because the Bible also says that whatever's in our heart is what flows from it, and mm-hmm. Like the heart and the mind are kind of connected with each other. So
yeah,
very good. This is not on here, but it's a question that I love asking people, so I'm going to ask you. What is the best piece of advice that you could give to those who are listening if they're going through a hard time, or they feel like, they're at rock bottom and they don't know where to go?
So I would say probably be aware of the lies from the enemy. I would say it's probably it's the biggest one the advice I could give, because the enemy is planting his seeds, and mm-hmm. it's if there's a lot of people that lead to lies, and if and I know I used to struggle with depression and mm-hmm. stuff like that when I first left, and it takes you down this negative path. And finally, I'm like, my counselor told me, he says, you need to replace your negative thoughts with a good thought. And it's something you have to do constantly. That's why reading books helps so much, mm-hmm. because in the morning, if you can read your Bible or a leadership book, it kind of sets you up for the rest of that day for the challenges that you're going to face. And so I just feel like the enemy has been lying to so many people, to our kids, and they put that in their brain and they start believing it. And so I see that a big issue, and I have to be careful of myself. You know,
Yeah,
if it's not a fruitful thought, or I know it's probably a lie from the enemy. So
right. Absolutely. I grew up in a household where it was just a lot of negative, and I mean, there was nobody really there to speak hope and light. So I still struggle to this day with that. Like sometimes when something happens, I will see the worst in it, then I come and like talk to him about it, and he always, brings out the bright side to it and helps me to look at it in a positive way. And you've helped me a lot in that area because, and that's what I remember as a small child was, very negative minded. That doesn't mean I can't change it. I can change it, but it's like he was saying, our how was it, the brain and then your thoughts are out here and
yeah,
they gather information and come back. So that's why I have to replace it with positive and make it a habit of doing that. And
yeah, and our brain, you know, is smart. You know, it can hold some great information, and so I'll just look at it as a computer and somebody. You can have a computer here, but if you don't know how to use the computer and put the right information in there,
it's not going to
it's
work.
just not going to work. But then someone that knows how to use a computer can do so much more. You
Hmm.
know, so yeah, our brains will figure stuff out for us, and in our minds. So if we
Absolutely.
let them, so yeah, just that would probably be the biggest thing. And you know, and the other thing would be um, a good friend of mine and we were having lunch, and you know we're talking about the Bible, and he says, you know, love is one of the number one commands as
Mm-hmm.
well. You know, and it's like, you know, every situation that you're in, there is more room for love probably.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, you know, to love people for that, and it's I think it's Galatians 6 talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much that goes into just loving people. It's forgiving and kind. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some good information. Don't believe the lies of the enemy.
Yeah. No,
No room for,
no room for lies. Yep.
absolutely.
Another thing is, if you know, if you buy lies from the enemy, you're also you're going to be quick to sell them.
Mm,
So if you're buying lies from the enemy, you're going to probably sell them too. And it's one of those things where I just see I can see a person do something really good, and there's very little
recognition.
recognition for it. And if somebody does something bad, everybody knows it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It's crazy how that works. But it seems like little lies or negative things travel way faster. And I would like to see that little, you know, opposite when people do
right.
good, talk about it. And if people are, you know, if people do bad things, just
Pray for him.
the enemy don't need any more recognition. So
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's very good. Well, thank you so much for being on here. I enjoyed this, and I know that you listeners will be blessed by this.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate everything you do for me, and she's an amazing woman.
I
So
appreciate everything you do. You're a great leader, godly leader. I'm going to do what Salome normally does.
I don't know what Saloma does. She can
You,
educate me. Yeah, I watched her videos, but I don't know what they all do in the end. So yeah,
you are chosen and live life with a purpose.
live life with a purpose. I
Live
like
life,
that.
live.
Yeah, live life. I like that.
I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Turn on those notification bells so you don't miss a video. You are chosen.
Live life with a purpose.
Peace out until next time. Then.